What is up, my stoners? It's your girl P Paloma Cloudy Bay coming back at y'all with another video. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. I'm just a stoner girl who makes stoner content. I work in the industry. It gets super lit sometimes.
I be getting chicken like it's churches, yeah. Only OG would I be burning, yeah. Haters tell them that when you be working, yeah. Had to get a little dirty, but I earned it, yeah.
So, without further ado, I just want to get into our smoke and yap sesh. Dude, I'm parked in this neighborhood that's like pretty nice, like right behind my hood ass neighborhood. And I feel like all the cars are looking at my beat up ass car like, what the fuck is she doing here? Anyways, I haven't made a video in a very long time. I pretty much have been dormant on YouTube this entire year. I've been fairly active on Instagram, but my Instagram was recently deleted. So if you are looking for my Instagram, this is it, Cloudy Bay 2.0. It was my backup, but now it is my main page. So please, I am begging you to follow me because I lost a lot of my mutuals on there. So this lady is judging the fuck out of me. I just want to do a video where we spark up a blunt and we reflect on 2024, and I kind of tell you guys what's been going on this year, just because I have been so dormant on social media. So just want to say I miss you guys. Thank you to the real ones for sticking through. I feel like I've met more supporters this year than ever before, and like I feel like I'm the most dormant this year, so it's pretty crazy. I'm so grateful to the supporters I met in 2024. They were absolutely amazing. Like, for example, Selena, It's Selena TV, and Fong Lady. You guys are fucking amazing people, and I'm so happy I got to meet you guys at Hella Flowers. So we're about to roll up and just yap away. So on today's menu, we've got Doja, Honeydew. Can you see that? Oh, please don't mind my nails. Honeydew and Backwoods. Fun fact, I have been smoking loose leaves for pretty much the entire year, if not more. I've been smoking loose leaves pretty much the entire year, if not more. And one night, me and my friend were off shrooms, and we were like, we're not gonna drive anywhere, so let's walk to the gas station across the street to get wraps. And all they had was Backwoods, and they were cheaper than what I paid for loose leaves, and they hit better. Come at me if y'all want. I am an FTP loose leaf smoker. I love those so much. But I went back to my old ways, and I remember why I fell in love with woods. So let's make sure. I think we should do a battle one day, like loose leaf versus Backwoods, and see which one hits better. But I've been going back to Backwoods ever since then, and now all the Backwoods come with like this zipper seal, which they did not used to. Not all of them used to have a zipper seal. So now they stay way more fresh. I love it. Because that's why I switched from Backwoods to loose leaves, because the Backwoods would be dry and not it. Okay, I'm yapping so much, so let's just get into it. We are unboxing a cookies tray that my girlfriend gave me. I love this tray. We used to have one like this because it keeps your weed covered. So it looks like this, and basically you just go like this, and when you're done, if you have leftover weed, you just cover it so that it doesn't spill everywhere, because I hate trying to like pour it back in. And then there's like another side right here. So let's get down to business, because I don't have a lot of time. The sun is setting. I have shit to do. So we're just gonna get right into the rolling. So fun fact, I worked with Doja way back in the day. We used to sell it at the store I worked at, cookies. And this was in like 2021. Like they had just started blowing up. They were booming. and they made really, 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 really good weed. So I was obsessed. And then I ended up working with them, Doja, like on social media, and I did some promo work for them. And the owner, Ryan, ran into me at his event the other night here in Hollywood, and he was so nice and he remembered me. So shout out, Ryan. Love you, man. You've got some great weed. If you don't know who Ryan from Doja Pack is, you're missing out. And if you don't know what Doja Pack is, you're missing out. And also, I poured out like no weed, and I don't know why. Right, we need some more weed. Okay, so in 2024, I was working my job at Dr. Green Thumbs in San Diego. Still by far my favorite workplace ever. Love y'all, DGT. So yeah, I worked there. Those people were my family. Those people were my everything. Seriously, like, I've been through some shit at work, and like not shit that happened at work, but during the times when I was working. And like, we were really, like, I know it's hella corny when workplaces say like we're family, but we were really fucking family. And like, we all, like, I don't know, we all hated each other, but we all got along like siblings. Like, I don't know how to explain it. We hated each other, but if someone fucked with the other, we would have been pissed. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. So I was working at Dr. Green Thumbs, loved them so much, and it was like February, and I was looking at getting a second job. I think I was supposed to start a second job in February. I was looking in January, and I wasn't trying to leave Dr. Green Thumb, so I was literally just trying to get more money. And then my girlfriend was looking for a job, and she ended up applying to work for the cookie store out here, which is how we met. And she was one of the managers back at the cookie store that we met at. So she ended up getting the job at Cookies on Melrose. It was a new store that was opening up. And she ended up getting the job, and it was, you know, definitely way better paying than the job that I was working. So I was like, well, the cannabis industry is not that much different in LA. Like, I can just do cannabis out there. So I decided to move out here with her. One second. Honestly, I was hesitant because I've heard horror stories about living in LA. This wood is very dry. I have to be very focused right now. I definitely need to wash this. One second, y'all. I'm dropping fucking tobacco everywhere. If your wood is ever dry, just wash it with some water. And I literally mean wash it like my wood is drenched. It's way better when you do it under a sink, but when you're in a car, you just need a napkin. And I have toilet paper because one time I was sick and I didn't have tissue. Anyways, that's besides the point. So my girlfriend got the job out here, and I figured I could just do cannabis work out here, and why not take the leap? The industry, like the cannabis industry, is a lot more poppin' out here. And when I say poppin', I just mean there's like a lot more events going on. In San Diego, the events had just started to get poppin' when I left, but like for the longest time it would be like one event a year, whereas like here it's like almost every weekend there's a cannabis event in LA. So So yeah, I said, you know what, I'm not gonna put in my 2 weeks at my job until I find a job in LA. And then once I find a job, then I'll like fully commit to moving, because I will never commit to moving without a fucking job. So I got a job and it worked out, and I said, peace out, DGT. I love you guys, but I gotta get my groove on. So I left DGT, and my girlfriend left what she was doing, and we came out to LA together. Moving was extremely difficult because, first of all, we our lease was going to be up in March, so we did not want to leave San Diego till March, but our jobs started in February. So we were both commuting from San Diego to LA for the first 2 weeks of our jobs, which was extremely difficult, extremely tiring. Thank God my friend Jackie lives nearby, like kind of like in the midpoint between San Diego and LA, so I stayed at her house, and if it weren't for her, I probably would not have made it to work so many times. But yeah, I started my new job and it was cool. I liked it. It was very, 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 very slow compared to the shop that I was used to working at. And then just for context, my job was a shift lead. That's what I got hired as, which basically means you open and close the store and you lead the employees. But we had like no employees, so you weren't really a shift lead. You were just a freaking opener and a closer. That job was extremely demanding of my time, and we had very, very minimal coworkers. And I'm used to like my coworkers being my friends, like at Dr. Green Thumbs. We had like 50 employees, so I had like 30 friends just from work. So it was definitely difficult for me to make friends out here. I had one friend that I already knew when I moved out here. Her name is Madison. Shout out Madison. Her IG is Medicated with Mads. Go follow her. She's my favorite human in LA, even though she just left LA. But yeah, that was my one friend when I moved out here, and I like did not make friends with any of my coworkers, unfortunately. Like, they all seem like cool people, but I guess like deep down they weren't. I don't know. So I had stayed at that job from February until July. And then in July, they were just very demanding of your time. And I just didn't have time like that. Like, I just wasn't used to giving my time to work like that. I was used to like a very set schedule, morning shifts only. I worked every day from 7 to 3:30 at Dr. Green Thumb. So, and I had the same 2 days off every single week. So going to a place where I have to be a shift lead and I have to open one day and close the next, or close and then open, and then I only had 1 day off during the week. We were required to have 6 days availability, and like 80% of the time we would have to work those 6 days, which, like, you know, some people are like, yeah, get that back, get that overtime, whatever, but I just wasn't a fan. It was driving me insane just having to be at that same store, especially because like the areas that I worked at 2 stores under the same company name, but the areas that the stores were located in were like super just not nice. And so like I was in a not nice area for 9 hours of my day, and then I have an hour lunch break, and it was just like really mundane, and I was like getting very depressed out here. And so one day I just decided with no backup plan that I was just gonna leave that job because I just couldn't do it anymore. Dude, I'm taking way too long to roll this blunt, and it's because I'm yapping. But anyways, I was like, yeah, I can't do this job. I'm done. So I put in my 2 weeks with no backup plan. I was trying to get them to have me do marketing for them, but they did not want that. So I said, dude, who's this car pulling up behind me? I'm sorry, I'm in your neighborhood, buddy. I just dropped Halloween. I quit that job, no backup plan. And then my homie, shout out my guy David Ortega. I don't know why I just said his full name. Shout out my guy David. He was working for the brand called Turn. It is a vape company. If you're unfamiliar, I will show you it in just a moment. But he was working for the brand called Turn, and I was looking to do something different, but I did not like BA work in the past. I'm gonna have to move. There's way too many people here. But I did not like doing brand ambassador work in the past because like they would send me everywhere and there would be like no promo items or like whatever. If you don't know what brand ambassador work is, it's like you work for a brand and you go to different dispensaries and you promote the deal for that brand. So I did not like it. I worked doing that back in the Bay Area when I was in college, and I was just not a big fan of the way BA life is. But a lot of people really like it, so I decided to give it another shot because my friend was doing BA work for Turn, and I was like, you know what, let me try it out, and I absolutely love it now. It's really, really nice because with Turn we make our own schedule, so like I'm in charge of figuring out if there's promo items for me to do it. So like it's just like all the stress that job comes with is like basically taken away. The only stressful part about the job is just driving. Like, it's not stressful being at the PAD. It's just driving there and like stressing about getting there on time. But overall my job is really fun and I really like it because I get to travel to different parts of LA for work, which was like the hardest part about the other job is just the mundaneness of going to the same bad area every day. So now that I get to travel and go to like cool places for work, I really enjoy that. When you don't have scissors, use your teeth. Dude, this wood low-key came out like shit. This person's still behind me, I can't tell, and my car is so dirty. Well, this might be one of the ugliest woods I've ever rolled. But I know she's gonna hit because she's Doja. And I'm in a rush, so we're gonna move my car because I'm all paranoid now. I really, really like this lighting though. Like, do I just spark up in these people's house? I guess I should hotbox for real. I was gonna curl my hair, but this is my natural hair. Like no products in it, and I just kind of felt like leaving it, but now I kind of regret it. So ever since I started my job with Turn, shit's been good. I really enjoy meeting a bunch of bartenders at different shops. I've even met people who like support me, like this one girl at this one shop I'll never forget. Shout out Maddie. She told me that I taught her how to roll a blunt from my YouTube videos, and now she knows how to roll a blunt because of me. So that made me feel so good. Oh, that shit was clean. Did you guys see that first hit too? That was smooth. Oh, that one was almost clean. Damn, Doja. This shit's blowing. Okay, so back to my fucking life story in 2024. Yeah, but just some cool things that I've done since I moved here. I went to the Hip Hop Till Infinity exhibit. I went to Netflix is a Joke Fest and I saw Seth Rogen and Kevin Hart. And Seth Rogen was like Seth Rogen Smokes the Bowl at the Hollywood Bowl. And people was getting lit as fuck. And I was pissed because I didn't bring as much as I should have. And then I went a couple days later to Kevin Hart and I brought all my goods. And then it was like a family event. So it was like super strict. And I was like, damn, I fucked up. But either way, that was some really cool shit I did. I went to Pride in LA. First of all, Pride in LA, way better than any other Pride. I went to the actual like festival. I saw Tokisha and Ricky Martin, and I feel like more people, but those were like the most memorable for me. That was really awesome to see. And my girlfriend was working, so I actually went by myself, and that was my first event sober. Oh my god, I didn't even talk about me being sober. That was my first, not my first event sober, that was my first Pride sober. So that was fucking lit. I was really proud that I was sober, and I got to meet Oromi, or Iromi is her name, and Saira, or Omadahi on Omadi? I don't know. I don't know her fucking name, but I'm gonna tag them here. They know who they are. Y'all know who they are. They're like a lesbian couple, and they be making like silly TikToks and shit. And me and my girl used to always send them to each other. We still do, but I fucking ran into them at Pride, and I was like, oh my god, like, I fucking love y'all. And they followed me back, and they're so sweet, and I love them so much. They are fucking lit. So that was a highlight of 2024. I was at Disneyland like 3 or 4 times this year. I think 3. Shout out my best friend Jackie because she works at Disney. And I'm a Disney girl now. What else? I seen Blue Bucks Clan. I seen someone else. Oh, I went to I Heart R&B. I think that's what it's called. I done seen a lot of people. And you know what's crazy is I can't even tell you one person I seen. Because I was off shrooms and them shits hikey hit. But I had a great time. And shout out my homegirls that got me in there. They actually ended up leaving, and I just stayed by myself, fucking vibing off the shrooms to these artists, and it was such a trip. Such a trip. What else did I do this year? Oh, I traveled. I traveled so much this year. So I traveled to Santa Rosa for Hall of Flowers. I did a video about Hall of Flowers, so you guys can go ahead and watch that. I went with a brand called Hollyweed. Shout out Hollyweed. Those guys were freaking amazing. Amazing people to work with. A really awesome company. So love those guys. Love Hollyweed. They took me to Santa Rosa. It was amazing. And then shortly after with Turn, I got to go to New York to launch Turn, and it was really freaking awesome. I low-key have some footage for like a vlog that I might still put together, just because I'm from California and I know what the weed scene looks like out here, but the weed scene just legalized in New York, so they don't have as many regulations as we do, but they do things a lot differently out there. So it was really, really cool to see the dispensaries and just like see a totally different market. Like, I work in this industry, I see it every day in California, but seeing it in New York was so cool. Shout out Turn. I love you guys so much. Thank you for taking me to New York to help launch your product. And then I went to Vegas for Leilani's 21st birthday. That's my girlfriend's little sister, and we had a freaking blast. That was awesome. So yeah, I did all this year sober, all these events sober. We actually went to my first event in LA sober was Penthouse Day Club. I was so underdressed because it was marketed to me like a weed event, but it was at a club. I should have known. Okay, I just wasn't dressed. Luckily my friends weren't either, but man, I was sober and they were doing shrooms and I wasn't doing shrooms just because I was in a weird headspace. I just moved to LA. I wasn't super close with a lot of the people I was with, so I just like didn't do it. And so yeah, basically I got sober from alcohol in July of 2023. And then okay, I gotta move. Okay guys, sorry, there's a lighting switch. I had to just move a little bit because I felt like I was being burnt. Where was that? When I say sober, I obviously mean from alcohol. The only other drug I consume besides cannabis is shrooms, so that is all I do. Yeah, it's been a crazy year. Damn, I'm high. I keep losing my train of thought. I'm literally just sitting here. I'm getting distracted because I'm in this neighborhood that, like, I feel like maybe I should be smoking in. I don't know. Anyways. So yeah, 2024 has been a crazy year. It has been 10 years since I graduated high school. That's insane to me. Oh my god, I can't even think about that. I need a car wash bad, y'all. So yeah, 2024 has been a really crazy year, but I feel like I have been so blessed this year. I think coming to LA was the right opportunity for me. I think it was God's plan. I think I was meant to be here in LA. It has been a really insane year. I forgot to mention the craziest thing. This has to be the craziest thing that happened to me this year. One day I can't even believe I'm about to tell this story. This video is gonna be like an hour long, but I feel like the real ones are gonna appreciate it, so it's worth it. Anyways, one Sunday, because Sundays are my day off normally, so I go down to my car to clean out my car because my car gets messy throughout the week because I have a lot of shit in my car for my job. So I go to clean it out, and my car was actually parked on the street because my girlfriend's mom was visiting. So my girlfriend's mom and my girlfriend's car were in our parking spots, and then my car was there. But then I pulled my car into the garage because there's a trash can right there, so it made it easier to just like throw away my stuff. So I moved my car into the garage, and then I start hearing meowing, and I like start checking under every car, and I'm like, where the fuck is meowing coming from? So then I am like, ignore it because it stops meowing, and I'm just like, I don't know where you are, kitty. So then I move my car back to the street, and I keep hearing the meowing, and I'm like, oh my god, the cat has to be like somewhere in my car, because how did I hear it in there and now I hear it out here? So I take a video, and you can hear the meowing, and I tell my girlfriend, I'm like, hey, this cat is meowing, and she's like, did you check under the hood? I was like, no. And it's not like, that does not happen where I live. Like, I understand like cats do that in the very cold areas, and yes, probably it was cold that night, but I just like, that doesn't really happen in California, I didn't think. So yeah, I guess he was under my hood. So we open up the hood, she comes down with a towel, and we look at him, and he looks at us, and he runs into my engine, and I'm like, fuck. Not my actual engine, I don't know, he just runs into underneath my car. I cannot get him. I am meowing to him, he is meowing to me. Long story short, I was out there for 9 hours. About 4 hours in, I had moved my car back into the garage, and I understand that it wasn't safe, but I had to move it into the garage to be able to like get underneath the car and shit, because I could not do that on the street. It was like a busy street. So I moved the car into the garage, and I still hear him. He wasn't hurt, luckily. And I was not going to be able to live with myself if I didn't see this cat get out of my car, because I was not going to be able to drive and just like live with myself. And so I started taking videos, and the cat was a kitten. It was a baby. It was a little tiny baby kitten. So I had my hood up and I was doing a bunch of stuff to my car, and my neighbor was like, do you need help? I'm a mechanic. And I was like, there's a cat in my car, but he didn't speak very fluent English, so I like had to show him a video of the cat and the cat meowing, and he was like, oh. So he puts the gloves on and he starts like digging through my car, like trying to get to him, and he comes so close so many times, but the cat just like keeps getting scared and running away, and I'm like, no, I promise I'm gonna save you. So yeah, it was craziness. And then he ran from my car to my girlfriend's mom's car somehow. Like, he got so scared from the guy because the guy almost grabbed him, and oh my god, it was so tragic. He ran to the other fucking car and we couldn't get him, couldn't see him. Then he stopped meowing as much, and he was like stuck in like her like tire, where her tire goes. So he was able to remove the plastic, get the cat out, put him in my towel, and I fucking ran him upstairs. He was so scared, and I ended up saving him. I'll insert clips of him here. His name is Mookie, and he's my little LA kitty baby, and he's such a handsome little boy. And cat distribution system picked me, and it's my favorite story of life. Like, he came at the worst time financially, because that same weekend I hadn't gone to my car in 2 days because of that whole situation. And I'm pretty sure during that whole situation, my car, I left it unlocked. So somebody broke into our parking garage and got into my car and like stole my whole makeup bag and my purse and a bunch of shit. And I know I'm so dumb for leaving that in there, and I think I just had too much to carry up at the time, and I was supposed to go back down and I didn't. Long story short, there was a lot going on. I literally just got a cat, bro. Like, it was crazy. A kitten that was covered in fleas, and oh my gosh, it was so bad. So that happened at the same time, and it was like, wow, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Yeah, so fuck that guy who broke into my car. And like, there was other stuff to take. He took the stupidest stuff that made my life difficult. He took my glasses to see. So yeah, it was a bitch. It was a real pain in the ass. But man, I'm freaking high. Shout out Doja. I feel like I'm like losing track of the stories. But besides all that, I have had some really amazing opportunities this year, and I feel very blessed for everything that's happened to me this year. I feel very blessed for my Mookie. I'm so thankful I got him. I actually got a little tattoo of a little kitty cat, because this guy was just he's like my soul cat. Like, he was meant to be my cat, period. I can't even describe it. I love him. So anyways, I am gonna get going. The lighting is getting worse. I am going to go eat and sober up and probably go work a little bit. So yeah, I will catch you guys on the flip side, aka 2025. That sounds so insane. I cannot believe it's already 2025. I literally, time goes by so fast when you get old. I hate it. All right, guys, I love you guys. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for rocking with me until the end. I know this video has been insanely long. Thanks for listening to me yap. I appreciate you guys so much from the bottom of my freaking heart. And I will catch you guys in my next video in 2025.